There's me, there's us. There's them. We live in Dorset. So that's me, that's her, that's them. And together we are the Bear Fam. Good afternoon, Bear Fam. How are you? It's been a long time, hasn't it? Long old time. Welcome back. Thank you for the comments and the people that have been in touch to check on me. Much appreciated, the love. It's a beautiful late summer's day in Dorset. Beautiful blue sky. I guess I should give you an update on what's been going on, really. It's been a bit of a weird one, to be fair. And I've thought about updating you numerous times, and it just never seemed quite right. I don't know how to explain that, but anyway, where are we? We're at the end of August. It's a week till Ellie's birthday, so that puts it nigh on a year ago. We were in Scotland and coming up to Inverness, where we spent her 18th. Sadly, the van has been out of action this year. It all sort of happened by accident, really, and then sort of snowballed from one thing to another. And yeah, the beginning of the season, so to speak, I started doing all the seals and cleaning the van off and doing my due diligence for the year. And I decided, I spoke to Ellie, and we always had an issue with the kitchen area because there were no flat surfaces. There was a hob, there was a drainer, like an island drainer. It was just literally sort of in the middle of a top, and then a sink. And it wasn't easy to prepare food because there was nowhere flat even for a chopping board. So I guess the expectation was you were to sit to the table, but I prefer to stand up. So I thought, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take out that drainer and I'm going to fashion some sort of cover for the hole that's left. And yeah, that'll be good. So I took the drainer out and it was horrifically rusty underneath. And in taking it out, it gave me access to look at the underneath of the sink, because at the time the sink was above the fridge and the fridge was a sealed unit, so I didn't know. And both were exceptionally rusty. So you've got to remember, during all of this, I'm not a DIY girl. Never done DIY, really. The odd bits and bobs with the screwdriver and a bit of a drill. My first expedition with the drill was putting up the TV stand thing a year or more ago. Anyway, so I thought, oh God, I can't really afford or want somebody to do it all like professionally, because that would be more than the van's worth. So I thought, right, take them out, I'll just get myself a cheap sink. It can't be that difficult to put a sink in. And then I saw the back of the fridge, and the back of the fridge was very much the same. It transpired that the fridge vent to the outside world was letting in water and had rusted everything, including created a hole between the outside wall and the steps entering the body of the vehicle. So yeah, so the fridge came out and got taken away, and everything snowballed from there. I then decided that I hated the carpet, didn't like the fact that it had God knows how many stains on it and I had to take some of it up anyway to get to the hole by the door to do the mending of that. Oh, sorry, I got to stop in the shade a minute. It's actually warmer than I thought it was going to be out here. Yeah, so then the carpet came up, carpet tiles. That didn't take too long, but the manky old 30-odd-year-old vinyl that was underneath it, which had obviously been covered up for a reason, that took somewhat longer because the vinyl had been glued down in the factory probably. That took quite a while. And then we were down to solid boards. Then I found a few more holes that he drilled in the floor, the bloke that had it before probably, to bring cables and that in, that she had just left as holes and then covered over, not sealed, so to speak. And I decided I didn't like the wood cabinet doors, and it was just like, well, if I'm doing that, I might as well do that. It sort of just followed on like that. So the hob came out as well, because my neighbour said, well, what's the point in having a hob that doesn't match anything else? Do you use all those 4 rings? And I'm like, no, never, just one. So I bought myself a sink hob combination, stainless steel, special camping job, fold down. But of course, it sounds easy to take the fridge out, but of course you have to disconnect it from the gas system. You have to cut the things, you have to undo all the nuts and bolts, you have to undo all the electrical connections and not electrocute yourself. And you know what, I've just spent, since beginning of May, literally daily out in the van, minimum 3 hours a day, more likely 4 or 5, some days sweating to the point of disgustingness. One day I was up on, I bought a really tall ladder because I wanted to get to the roof to do all the roof seals, which I still haven't done because of what happened. I don't know whether anybody else with fibro has it, but I have like balance issues. You'd think I was on a boat, just spatially really unaware. I don't know how to explain it, but I'll turn or I'll move my head and all of a sudden I'm feeling like I've lost my balance, and for no reason. Anyway, I had one of those moments at the top of a ladder while I had a caulking gun trying to seal something in one hand and trying to hang on to the top of the van with another, and 2 feet planted on a very tall stainless steel ladder. Well, I thought I was being smart. Well, I probably was. I kicked, as I was falling, it was all slow motion, literally like they say. I kicked the ladder away thinking, well, if I land on that, I am going to break something. And then I tried to Spider-Man it, so I tried to land both feet sort of. But the velocity of the height of about 2.5 meters and my weight, I just bowled straight backwards and I smacked my head off the tarmac. I cracked the bone in the bottom of my heel where I landed with such force, and I gave myself one hell of a bump on the head. And Ellie has kind of banned me from going up the ladder since. Not that she has the power to ban me, but I understand her fear because I'm scared of it too now. So that happened. I resealed the wall. I taught myself how to seal, dig out the old wood, create a seal, did that, created a new wall and sealed all the vents up where the problem was coming in, insulated that with, I can't remember the board name, but it's the whole purpose of it. So now I've got a hole where the fridge was, but I've bought a condenser fridge, which is all newfangled, works off my phone. I've got a new power box that will work off grid a lot longer than we had the chance to before. I've put sealant, like the stuff you put under laminate flooring, and then laminate floor on the floor of the van. I have created a new worktop. I had to take because literally the whole worktop was the sink, the drainer and the hob. There was very little of anything else. It was just, there was nothing. So I had an old wardrobe door which I made a worktop out of, and then I've covered it in like a vinyl cover to make it look like a marble worktop. I've then put edging on it. I've cut the hole for the new sink. I've done all the connections for the water. It's not connected yet, and I'm not going to do the gas because I'm a bit worried about that. I'll get somebody else to do that. The roof had this horrible manky sort of material on it that looked like it had, and I happened to take a little bit off to check where the leak in the ceiling above my bed was coming from, and it was just crumbling. It was horrible, and so I wanted to check for any leaks, so I took it off, and it was the most disgusting thing ever. I don't know how or why, whether the glue it was stuck on with had disintegrated, but as it came off it was like it was snowing, and it kept getting in my eyes. I didn't have any goggles, sadly. It's very stupid of me, to be fair. Oh no. Oh, you don't want yours? You don't want yours, okay. Yeah, anyway, so where are we now? End of August. So I didn't take it in for its MOT when it was due. I sawned it, statutory off-road notification, thinking, well, there's no point in having an MOT while it's not on the road. And bear in mind, and I got it a year ago, it passed everything. The MOT I had was clean, no advisories. I knew the clutch was slipping, but I didn't. That's not an MOT fail. But it needs doing, but that's not an MOT fail. So I thought, right, now most things are done. I can't even list the amount of things I've done. Oh, the wing mirror that got smashed in Scotland. I had to sort of rebuild the side of the vehicle where that was because the water had got in there. So I had to redo all that. Refitted 2 new wing mirrors, both sides. It's just like an endless list of things I've done. I just feel I've sealed like my bed area. There's like a garage underneath it. There were holes in the floor there, which means that my arse was literally not far from the outside world, which I don't know why it perturbs me, but it does. So I sealed that up. I've then put a seal under my bed to keep it a bit warmer. Anyway, so it's just been non-stop, and I have never worked physically so hard, so often, for so long. It became a bit of a sort of, I don't know how to explain it. I was kind of enjoying it to begin with. Towards the end it got a bit tedious because literally every time I thought I'd finished I'd find something else that needed doing, and it kind of started to feel like I wasn't going to get away this year, and then I became somewhat demoralised. So then I decided, well, get everything done, and then sort of like maybe October, November, December I might go overseas with it. You know, head south, get a bit of the late summer sun. So I thought, right, let's get this MOT sorted. So I took it in for MOT, and it failed. It failed because they stated that the brake lines had been done by somebody, and although the brake lines were fine, what they'd used to join them all together were not up to standard, and therefore they all had to be redone. The exhaust was rusted through and needed changing. The tyres were 24 years old, but still had 7mm on them. Still good, but they didn't believe that they should be on the vehicle like that, on a vehicle that old. No. Still on the vehicle after all that time. The clutch needs changing. Anyway, to get it through the MOT, they want £1,500. And then all the other things that need doing to really get it ready for rocking and rolling is another £3,000. So in total, they want about 4 and a bit grand to get it up together. So that was taken in a week ago, and I've not heard from them again since. Sadly though, when you look at the invoice, I've only agreed to the MOT work at this stage because I want to look around, because of that 3 grand, about 2 of it is labour. Now, I understand that people that are well qualified and well trained, you know, deserve a good wage, but it's a lot of money. It's like the 1,300 to get it through the MOT. £1 grand of that is labour. So, I don't know. I'm beginning to wonder whether I'll put a post on Facebook and say, if you're a qualified mechanic and you fancy borrowing a motorhome for a couple of weeks in payment for your services to come and do X, Y and Z. But then the trouble with that is, I think they need a ramp. Mind you, I think he said he didn't need a ramp for the clutch. It was too heavy. I don't... Anyway, it's probably a daft idea, but it's the one I've been kicking around in my head. Anyway, so all in all, the year has just snowballed on and on with me sorting out problems, and I mean, a lot of them I created myself by thinking, oh, I'll do that, oh, I'll do that. But of course, I'm no expert, and it takes time to learn skills, and I'm slow, you know, I'm not the fastest. But like my mate says, I've done it all myself. I know it's done. Oh yeah, I've even put new carpet, that, you know, van carpet on the ceiling. I put that above Ellie's bed, and then I've put insulating ones in the lounge area. I've painted all the cupboard doors, I've changed the colour scheme. I don't know if I said that already, I probably did. It's been a lot. And that's why I've not been around. Because although I did consider YouTubing the whole lot, it wouldn't be an instructional video because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. And I don't think the people that watch this channel would have been remotely interested in seeing me cussing and cursing and sweating. Don't know. I mean, I've got a load of other ideas I want to pursue, but right now I just feel like I've got to stop. I mean, I haven't even tackled my bedroom area yet. All the cupboards in there are still the same colour. Because everything that was in the van that I needed to get out the way of what I was doing went on my bed. And I don't know if you can tell, but I've got a really sore throat and tight chest. So, I'm not feeling the greatest today. Not feeling greatest. But anyway, I thought I'd check in with you guys and let you know what's going on. And I'm back to the point that I started this conversation. So, I'm going to say thank you for tuning in. Now you know what's going on. Obviously there are a lot of other things I need to tell you, but that'll be enough for today, because you'll be bored less otherwise. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for keeping up together with me. From them, I don't know if you can even see them. Oh, there's a Chunky. Oh, there's a Jack. Where's the Moo? Oh, he's there, hiding. Hang on. Can't see me ceiling.